in FIFA, either as first man or first and second man, since last 36 years. So I think it's quite long, you know, and any new blood, fresh air, new ideas is going to be to the benefit of the game.
Mr. bin Hammam, you have said that you want to usher in a new era in FIFA, one of good governance and transparency. Why would you say something like that? Is it that Mr. Blatter has not been running a very tight ship all these years?
Well, you know, you can find the answer from the numbers of times FIFA has been attacked by media all over the world. Some of them is actually, some of this accusation maybe have some ground, and some of them doesn't have ground. I always pretended that FIFA is not corrupted organization, but because we are surrounding ourselves with so much, you know, security, and you know, we are isolating ourselves from the public, I think that's the bad image which we are giving about our organization. You know, forgetting that our game, the football, is the game of the people, and I believe that, you know, that's also our act has to be controlled and, you know, monitored by the people. We have to satisfy the people who love the football more than to satisfy certain regulation in FIFA.
Do you think that with the number of allegations over the years that have come up against FIFA in terms of corruption, in terms of the way they do business, that Mr. Blatter and by extension FIFA has dealt with these issues of accountability and transparency as effectively as they should have?
I think they tried to do so, but I believe they never satisfied the opinion of the public. You know, mainly again, you know, Mr. Blatter, he is the one maybe most, you know, attacked by this allegation. So I mean, in the same time, you cannot be, you know, the victim and the judge. You know, so I mean, I think that's one of the reasons where people think the change in FIFA is the right move.
Mr. bin Hammam, looking back over the success that FIFA has enjoyed, one can, you know, you cannot argue that the organization has prospered. It's flowered under the hands of Mr. Blatter, and that you and the other 24 members on the Executive Council have really benefited from that. You've prospered with that. How can you come and say now that much of what we've seen in terms of FIFA's growth and development may not have come at, it may have come at a heavy price in terms of maybe we didn't always subscribe to the highest integrity values and so on and so forth. Maybe some of the deals we were involved in weren't as transparent as they were to be. How can you come in and make statements along that line now when you were there, you were part of the process, and the organization grew because all the members agreed this was the way that we need to go in order to make the organization strong?
Okay. Actually, not only FIFA is successful with the development of the game, or, you know, popularizing the game. You have, you know, other example like the Premier League, you have UEFA Champion Leagues, UEFA Cup. There are so many other competitions actually, which is very popular, very profitable, generate more funds than FIFA is doing. But the organization by themselves are more attached and connected to the people. Okay, now having said that, actually yes, we the 24 members of FIFA, we're supposed to be jointly responsible for what FIFA, you know, gain, whether it is, you know, positive or negative. But sometimes, you know, our meetings is only each 3 months, and this is not an excuse actually, or a good excuse. But most of the time, you know, we are receiving information about things happened, and maybe happened the way which satisfies us as 24 members and satisfy our rules and regulations. But it's not necessary again to satisfy the public. I have another point here. You know, our game is about competition. Okay, and if the competition also is vibrant in this post as a FIFA presidency, I think we are adding more values to our organization. I don't see my contest for Blatter, for Mr. Blatter, even if he is the angel in the earth and running FIFA, I don't see it actually a problem for the game or for the organization. I see it actually adding values and adding advantages to FIFA.
Okay.
Football is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You spoke about FIFA, the UEFA Cup, the Champions League, the South American League, the Bundesliga, really generating millions of dollars, really creating superstars around the world. And FIFA has been at the vanguard of, through the World Cup, of really galvanizing football as the most popular sport in the world. You spoke about transparency and accountability in terms of the challenges facing FIFA and some level of insularity and separation from the public. What do you think are some of the other challenges facing FIFA in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think, the bad acts of the pitch and on the pitch. Now, for example, we could face the match fixing or briberies of the referees in the future if we are not cautious. Something like this. These things can be happened for the game.
You brought up the issue of refereeing, and there's this big question mark now. AC Milan, Barcelona, everyone's questioning the level of refereeing and possible biases of refereeing. What would you do as president of FIFA to ensure there's a higher standard and more accountability in terms of the refereeing aspect of the game, not only in the World Cup but in many other areas of football around the world?
Well, we have an experience in Asia by ourselves. When we weren't taking good care about the education of the referees, there was a lot of mistakes happened by referees, and most of the people, the public in general, they sometimes thinks it is match fixing or something like that. But when our referees started to go through more and more educations and more training, our mistakes has been minimized. But today's problem, our referees of today's problem is what? Is the technology. Each match, especially those matches we are talking about, will be monitored and telecast by about 50 cameras. Each camera is covering maybe each 1 centimeter in the pitch, where referee has only 2 eyes. And the people not judging upon what they see by their eyes in the field, but what they are seeing with different cameras. So you think
technology should be used more and more? You're saying, no, it stops the game too much.
And naturally, I believe the technology will be introduced. And for today, I can see there is one area we should introduce the technology, is the line, goal line technology, because also there are so many goals. I will not say so many, to be not exaggerating. There are some goals passing the line, and the referees cannot see it. So I think the goal line technology will help. Now there are another thing. Now we are trying in FIFA to introduce to the game in terms of refereeing, to add another 2 referees behind the goals, and I believe also that's going to reduce or to minimize the mistakes of the referees. Nevertheless, the mistakes, decision by referees will never end, and if it is end, then they are not a human.
Mr. Bim Hammam, in terms of this overall anti-match fixing plan that FIFA has come up with recently, apart from the referees, you're also supposed to be engaged in educating the players and other officials and administrators as well in football. In terms of your area of responsibility, which is the Asian Confederation, there was an ugly issue with regard to illegal betting and match fixing as well. How have you been able to deal with that particular issue, even before this new plan that was announced by the overall governing body, FIFA?
The Confederation by itself cannot do anything, and the National Association by itself cannot do anything, because we are not police. We don't have jails. We don't have punishment. We can, if we suspected the referee, we can just take him out of the list. If suspected the player, we can just ban him from playing. That's all what we do. And and this is not all the problem. The problem, there are people outside the field who are not connected to us, who are not in our registration books or files. They are doing the bad acts. If the governments of any country are not actively involved in fighting the corruption in the football, I think the FIFA or member association or the Confederation will be helpless to do so. All the challenges which we faced in Asia, actually the government has the major role, and I will say the only role, to fight and to correct the situation. So the government interference here is very much appreciated.
But the overall plan itself, are you happy with the plan that has been proposed, or should you become FIFA president, would you want to make additional changes to it to make it even stronger and tougher on illegal activity in football?
Well, I think, you know, we need more debate, and this is actually one thing we are missing, or one of the things which are missing in FIFA, actually. The debate never takes place. Now, you told me that I will be responsible as a member of the executive committee about any decisions, you know, has been taken by FIFA. Actually, I'm not part of this debate. I'm not part of this recommendations. So it has been discussed by the administration, and it's going to be coming to us on a paper that we you know, this is what happened, and we have to agree or disagree. That's all what we can do. So my way of dealing with all the things, that more debates is going to be taking place, more professional people, specific, you know, specialist people are going to debate on the different issues, and they have to come out with the decision. So in my manifesto, actually, I am opening the door for more say in FIFA than it is.
You seem to be speaking to an issue where FIFA is seeming. Would it be accurate to say FIFA is not being run as democratically and as
exactly.
Sepp Blatter is running more like a dictator and doing what he wants with his crew, and you want more diplomacy and democracy in the running of the FIFA affairs?
I want actually more say for the clubs, more say for member association, more say for the leagues, more say for the players, more say for the coaches. These are the elements of the game, and these are the people who are making the game. So they have to have more say in FIFA.
Is that practical in terms of the size of FIFA and the number of clubs and players that it governs?
Of course, you know, we are not talking about each and every club in the planet, but you know, clubs can have representative, like what we are doing now in our case. The member association in FIFA is 208 member associations, while the members, the executive committee of FIFA is only 24 members, and most of us is not anymore connected with its member associations, and yet we are representing member associations. So actually what I'm talking, a representative of these people or those groups can be, you know, within the discussion or debate system.
Mr. Bim Hammam, let me see if I understand what you're saying correctly. You are representing a confederation in the Asian region, and you can say comfortably that you really are representing the thoughts and hopes and wishes of all of the groups that make up that confederation.
Yeah.
But when you get to the big meeting, the executive meeting, is it that all you're relegated to is simply rubber stamping a decision?
Well, I am representing Asia, and I have to defend the interests of Asia. But my moral responsibility, me and the others, we are representing the football worldwide, and you have to protect the integrity of football worldwide. It is that in that particular case, we are not talking about our own confederations or our own nations. We are talking globally. Yes, FIFA system today is more providing information than providing a platform.
So you think the way that FIFA is being run now, it is more in the interest of the administration than the actual players and clubs, and there needs to be more involvement from a ground level, is what you're saying?
Exactly. I'll give you one example. How do you think, in your opinion, 20 million euro, is it a small amount or a big amount?
Well, it depends on the context.
Well,
for an individual person, it's a big amount, but for FIFA, that's a drop in the bucket.
By all means, it is a big amount, actually, $20 million. You know, I'm a member of the executive committee of FIFA. I heard yesterday that FIFA is donating $20 million to the Interpol, where I'm a member in the finance committee of FIFA. I never discussed this, and we never heard about it. I'm a member of... So
you're a figurehead, is what you're saying. you have no say. You've been disenfranchised.
That is actually what somebody tried to make me a figure, and I have no say.
Is that the view of the other leaders of the other confederations also, or is that just your experience?
No. I mean, all the confederation, everything has to be discussed within the body, within the committees, and the committees, you know, take it to the executive committee, and the executive committee has to approve it or disapprove it.
But if you're saying you don't have a voice and you're in the finance committee.
No, I have a voice, but I never heard about this.
But if you,
so somebody has decided this. I am a member of FIFA. I am a member of FIFA. Unfortunately, has to read this generosity of FIFA, like you or like anybody.
If you have a voice, how come you weren't involved in that decision to donate 20 million euros to Interpol?
You provoked me enough to now and write to FIFA, and I say I'm rejecting. I don't agree.
Okay. Tell us about, yes, go ahead, Chetty.
In terms of the recently concluded award of World Cup host countries, your own home country, Qatar, won the bid for 2022. How do you feel about that particular coup that was pulled off?
I'm very proud. I'm very proud not only because the World Cup is going to be in Qatar. Qatar, in this case, also representing all the small nations and all small countries, whom in one day we thought that we don't have that much of say in the world of football.
Do you think there's going to be a clash of cultures in terms of some of the Islamic laws that may abide and sometimes tendency for FIFA matches to involve alcohol and other types of things that may not be culturally appropriate in Qatar?
No, I don't think it's going to be the case. Qatar usually, for example, Qatar's total population is about 2 million. Only 400,000 are Qataris. The 1,600,000 are coming from abroad. Qatar actually is very open for the different culture and different races and different opinion, different religions. We don't have actually that complication.
Do you think, Mr. bin Hammam, that FIFA would ever recover from not awarding the World Cup to the UK for 2018 and the fact that the Brits are extremely upset with that organization?
Yeah, I don't understand their anger, but again, this is the democracy, or this is one way FIFA has practiced its democracy. And I think, the people who at least taught us the democracy shouldn't be upset by the result of the democracy.
If you are elected president, how would you want to heal that particular wound?
I actually would like to have more debate with the English themselves, because, we owe the English, as a matter of fact. This game, this beautiful game, has been grown up there, developed there, and taken to the world from there. And most of our history in the football is in UK or.
What's your relationship like with Mr. Blatter now?
Well, I've been told that he made an interview with a German newspaper where he said that I was never his friend. So I mean.
Oh, so he said you were never his friend because you're challenging him, or because you've had a strange relationship before?
I don't know really, but if I never a friend, it means that we've never been a friend. But for me,
and a final question to you: how are preparations for Brazil 2014 coming along?
It's going very, very, very well, and this is fantastically done by the people of Brazil. First of all, Brazil is the nation of football. And even if this game played in the street, still it's going to be the best World Cup in the, ever organized. But I believe that the government, the people, the federation, everybody is doing extremely to be up to the challenge.
Well, we wish you all the best. We'll see what comes out of the presidential elections for FIFA. We've been talking to Mohammed bin Hammam, one of the presidential candidate going up against Sepp Blatter for the presidency of world's governing body for football, FIFA. We really appreciate you taking time to be with us this morning.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with more. This is First Up on C.